Alright, yo, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another YouTube video. For any of you guys that are new here, my name is Levi. Today's video, we're going to be doing a Q&A. It's been a while. I kind of like to do a monthly Q&A just because I like to see any new people that come onto the channel or on the Instagram. By the way, all of the questions I ask are on the Instagram. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram yet, be sure to go follow me at Levi Mac, literally just my name, just like YouTube. How we're gonna do this Q&A is like I've done a lot of my other Q&As. I don't like just sitting still in front of the camera and just sitting there and answering questions. Sometimes that's okay, especially if I have someone else with me, but we're gonna be kind of just going throughout the day. We are prepping for a powerlifting show. It's the first thing coming up, so we're gonna go catch a lift right now. But on our way to catch a lift, I'm gonna answer a couple questions. I'm not gonna drive and go on my phone, obviously, at the same time. I already have some questions in my head that some of you guys have already asked. So first question is, are you Mormon? No, I'm not. Do you see 4 kids in the back? No, I'm just playing. I'm not. As a lot of you guys know, I'm Christian. Now, the next question someone asked was everyday tips and habits to help with anxiety and depression. The first thing I'm gonna say is if you guys are dealing with a severe anxiety disorder or depression, go seek help for that, because that's honestly what you're gonna need. Treat it just like, you know, a broken leg. To me, the way I had to treat mine is I had to go get help. I had to go see a psychiatrist and a psychologist because, yeah, like I said, look at it like it's a broken leg. I've had a broken leg before. I had to go get therapy for that, so why not go get therapy for this as well? But the other thing I'm gonna say for everyday tips and habits with that stuff is, you know, meditation, you know, develop some sort of breathing pattern that you do, you know, a few times a day. So for me, I'll do this thing where I breathe in for 4 seconds and then breathe out for 8 seconds, and it helps to calm the nerves in my mind, which actually has helped a tremendous amount, and it's only been like 4 days of doing it. So another thing is, if you're not exercising already, be sure to exercise, or, you know, implement some sort of drastic change in your life. Okay, so I've been deadlifted in over 2 weeks now, and today, or this week, is a PR week, so we try to hit a PR in every single lift, and I'm not too sure about it. I'm gonna go in with it believing that I can. I've just lost a lot of weight, so my strength has also gone down. Like I said, powerlifting meets first, and then the bodybuilding show, but they're 2 weeks apart. Not the smartest move. We're prone for injury around that point, so I'm going to be lenient on myself. I know I'm not going to be able to perform necessarily the best, so hopefully at least I can get like 465 for the powerlifting meet. That's like what I'm hoping for. The last previous PR that I've hit was 474. I don't even know if I can touch that right now. I'll probably try to get up there today, but my hamstrings and lower back are super tight. They just always are, I feel like, even though I do yoga, stretch, but whatever. We'll see what we can get for today. I'll probably only record the back workout because biceps, honestly, not that important. Alright, that's it. That's it. We're not gonna try again. It's just my lower back and the tension in the middle area where my hips are so damn tight, my hamstrings. It's just like when I go to lift up, it's like literally that face and everything makes that face. So that's it. I'm not doing it again. It's been kind of, I would say, really irritating because I'll have leg day. 2 days later, my hamstrings will be pretty tight. You guys might be like, oh, well, why don't you switch things up? No matter where I switch things up, my hamstrings are tight every single day. After leg days, my hips even, stretch, yoga, all that. I don't know, maybe I'll roll out more at night, but cannot get that. Like I said, I'm not really tripping too much about powerlifting meet as much. I wanted to go in there and do my best, but we can only do what we can do. My back freaking, yeah, my back. Bye-bye. it up for the back workout, one more set, but I don't record every single set unless I don't like the angle. So we're gonna answer a couple more questions really quick. So what's your main fitness goal for 2022? Honestly, it's to just be the most fit that I've ever been, back into rhythm. Like I would want my mind and body to kind of be like in flow, if that makes sense. Best feeling in the world, to be there to completely understand. Are you still using Splenda? No, not right now. I kind of stopped using artificial sweeteners in coffee and stuff, just because I don't really like the way that it tastes in coffee. I mean, that's kind of a lie because I'm getting sugar-free vanilla syrup at like coffee shops and stuff, so yes and no, but that would be considered like sucralose. Also, have you been on a mission trip before? No, I haven't. It would kind of be a goal of mine one day to actually go on one though. Maybe sometime next year. I don't even know how to get into one. I'm kind of new to my church, so maybe, you know, they'll offer one, and if they do, I am out. I'm out like I'm going to help. Like, no, okay. Off leash, and hey, come here. I'm trying to get her to practice off leash. Bean, come here. Good girl. All right, come on now. She's good sometimes, but other times she's just not. She just likes to go ahead. Hey, come here. There, it's June in Washington. Really depressing. Like just rainy, cold, probably warm of 65. All right, so I pretty much figured it's time to finish up this Q&A video.
Don't like just sitting still in front of the camera and just sitting there and answering questions.
I like to genuinely record stuff when something cool or fun is going on, but I don't know if anything fun is coming up this weekend, and I don't really have any plans to record anything cool or anything that's cool going on to record, so I'm just gonna finish up this Q&A and let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. All right, so Jacob Brooks asked, if a fan wanted to meet you, would you let them? The answer is yes. I've met up with fans before. If you guys have seen some of my other videos, whenever I'm like going out and doing some stuff, sometimes I'll, you know, say, hey, like let's get a workout in. I've kind of stopped doing that as of recently, just because I needed like structure to my day, and I felt like I was bending over and breaking backwards sometimes to meet people at certain times, and it would just like mess with my day so much. So I finally added structure. The only time I'll meet up with people now is usually on like a Saturday. Bean, come here. The next question is, do you recommend any good books or other resources for becoming a good bodybuilder? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it in my other videos before. It's the Bodybuilding Encyclopedia. Arnold, it literally talks about being a beginner, intermediate, and like advanced, and it takes you through like everything. I still use it to this day. Like I said, you could, well, not like I said, but you can always use YouTube like you're using it right now to look up and find information. Ask, how do you feel about those slider bench machines? I honestly am not a fan. I would never. Bean, come here. No, she's just barking at the maintenance people. It's the best camping and hiking spots up there. There's really good hiking spots in eastern Washington. It gets really hot though, so make sure you have like an RV or something with AC, because I've camped there before when it's hot and it can be really just sucky. There's a lot of places in Wenatchee. There's a lot of places. How often do you drink? I haven't had a drink since like December. So it's been a long time. Will you ever move back to Houston? So this is a really good question that I want to answer, and I want to kind of go really into depth on this. When I saw this on Instagram, it really intrigued me. So I probably won't move back to Houston unless I feel like God is calling me to go back down to Houston. So the thing with Houston though is that when I was there, I didn't really like explain to you guys pretty much what was going on, and even the time before that. So prior to me even moving down there, I was already losing a grip on myself and a lot of my self-confidence. And so when I got down to Houston, I was not confident in who I was, and I felt like I was just bending over and breaking over backwards for like anyone, you know, to do collaborations, to just hang out with people, and honestly just to feel accepted. And I was doing that back here. It's something I've actually struggled with like my whole life. I do it sometimes unconsciously without thinking, but when I was down there, I think I started to realize like, dang, I've done this like multiple times in my past without thinking. And so I will move down there again if I'm confident in myself and I feel as if God's calling me down there. Other than that, Houston was just kind of like, to me, going to college without actually going to school, but instead you go to the gym. and I think a lot of people can say that live there. Do you do stretching or mobility exercises, and do you do them before or after? So I do them at night before I'm about to go to bed. I'll do like a little bit of stretching and warming up before my workout, but that's pretty much it. Different training split, push-pull legs. I have like a shoulder day with traps. What do you do when you feel lost at a low point? I think a lot of the times we feel lost and low. I think the best thing to do sometimes is, and I hate to say this because I've been asking myself a lot lately, like, dang, why am I alone? This sucks, yada, 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 complaining to God about it. I think sometimes the best thing you can do is soul search a little bit and just ask yourself, like, who is it that I want to be? And like start writing out goals to things you want to be. I did that so that I can keep refraining back to that and then writing out goals every day. And then I have like a daily planner that I have on my phone called Structure, which I've talked about before. I don't know if this will be of use. Maybe it's a selling point. But you can go onto my website, Die Trying, and I have programs, and they're life programs too. It's not just a workout program. You do get a workout program. You do get a power building program, which is like powerlifting and bodybuilding. And then you also get like a life program. So maybe you want to become a better version of yourself. It has things in there that I've implemented into my life to help me when I feel at my lowest. So be sure to go check it out. Have you ever had a gay experience? No. Are you hot? It's pretty cold right now. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Hopefully I see myself, I kind of want to get into like public speaking for sure. I want to help other people really establish like a stronghold in who they are and being confident in who they are. I feel like that's one of my callings here on this earth. Literally, I definitely feel that. So hopefully I'm able to do that in some sort of way. I don't know how I'm going to get there. I'm just kind of like, you know, relying on God at that point to get me to that point. And hopefully use YouTube and my social media to kind of, I would say, gain traction in that area where I feel I need to be. The demographics of your fan base. So the demographics of my fan base, you can see I'm losing a lot of followers because I'm posting about things that I actually enjoy doing, God, shooting guns, stuff like that. So demographics, we got 13 to 17, 4.3% of that are following me. 32.1% are 18 to 24, 25 to 34, or 37.7%, which is kind of odd. I thought for sure 18 to 24 would be like the main, considering that's the main on like YouTube, but it's not. I think I have two different type of audiences on both platforms, to be honest, which is not lit. Self-defense move for girls, kicking the nuts. Shameless promotion, but where did you get the hat? I was wearing a Die Trying hat in the thing. By the way, I have merch. It's on the same website as the programs. Go check it out. I'm not wearing any of it right now. Not a question, but just wanted to say thanks so much for inspiring me both. Stay blessed. I love these kinds of comments. These are the things that I want to thrive off of. I realized in the past that I was thriving off of likes and views and stuff rather than things like this, and these things are the things that mean the most to me because it makes me, I would say, understand and know that I'm doing something good for the world. Did you realize God was real in your life and becoming a Christian? I realized he was real, and I'm going to try to make this story as relatively quick as I can, but last year in 2020, or no, yeah, not last year, but almost a year, no, damn, I can't even calculate anything, math. Okay, so back in November of 2020, I started getting these comments on my YouTube channel about God from some guy, and to be honest, he was a little over the top with it, but to me, I think there was definitely a deeper meaning behind it. And looking back, it was around the same time I met Mackenzie, and literally the video after I met Mackenzie, or before, it's either or, the guy commented like, you know, fitness didn't save you, God saved you, and I was just like, dude, like, chill out. But, you know, Mackenzie ended up also being a Christian. Oh, she ended up being a Christian, and then, you know, I kind of got to this point in my life, you know, after Houston, where I felt like everything just fell apart in my life, and just seeing how everything lined up and how, you know, God prepared all of that, like, is just insane to me, because it was the video right before we met, she's a Christian. I dug even deeper into my faith when, you know, we were together, and then, you know, when my life kind of took a turn for the worst, everything was just set up, which was kind of crazy. So why do you like guns so much? I honestly just think it's a cool sport to get into. I know what's going on in the world right now is really chaotic, and it's really sad to hear. My prayers go out to those families that have lost people, but at the same time, I still, you know, have guns and whatnot. I just enjoy the sport for what it is. What advice would you give to someone who wants to do 75 hard but is afraid to fail? That's literally fear talking. So anytime you hear fear talking, the best thing to do is counteract it with movement or going toward it, because as soon as you go toward it and overcome it, you'll literally gain confidence, and you'll I don't know, you'll literally feel accomplished. Who'd you vote for? Bean. Do you have an OnlyFans?
No, and I never will.
All-time best memory ever. Honestly, I think it was just when James and I started this whole YouTube and social media thing together. It was just a very simple time in my life, and I've never felt that great in my life. I can't wait to get back there. I feel like I'm slowly getting back to that point, except James just isn't in the picture as much. He's still in my life. We still hang out. But yeah, I know it's a very simple memory, but it was really great. What is the most masculine and feminine thing about you? So the most masculine thing about me is probably the things that I'm into: snowboarding, camping outside, hikes, guns, all that stuff. But the most feminine thing about me is I'm super emotional. I really thrive off of emotion. I would say it's a strong suit of mine, but it also helps in like my leadership abilities. So I don't know. Your advice on struggling to be alone and isolated. So the way I look at that, because I wondered why, when I'm going through such a hard time, would I be isolated? And the only thing that I could come up with is, you know, kind of like I mentioned back when I was in Houston before I went to Houston, is I kind of like lost sense of myself. So sometimes I think when you're isolated or alone, it's a good time for you to dig down deep and find out a lot more about yourself and really discover who you truly are. Take some time to listen, like I said, to your soul. Jordan Peterson literally even explains that, like, sit on your bed one night and just really ask who you are, ask yourself who you are, and just really dive deep into that. That's one of my main goals on here, is to help people not necessarily find out who they are, but accept themselves for who they are, because I think that's very important for, honestly, just the well-being of yourself, your mental health, and everything else. Right, Bean? She's like over by the lily. If you guys like this video, if you guys did, be sure to give it a like. If any of you guys are new here, do not forget to press the subscribe button, because you guys know we'll be back. And as always, die trying to do what you love. The sky's the limit. Until next time. Bean gets got to say bye too. Bean. See you guys in the next one.